The demo I'm about to show you is a very powerful, very cool automation running on Anthropic's own infrastructure. There's so many use cases, but it's also potentially very dangerous due to the high risk of prompt injection attacks, potentially even more dangerous than OpenClaw if you don't harden security and set it up correctly. Claude Routines came out this morning. I've been playing with it all day. I'm going to share with you my first impression and build a little routine workflow that replaces one of the workflows that I have running. I'm going to connect it to multiple MCPs, and what's so cool about it is that it's off running in the cloud. Essentially what this is the ability to run scheduled tasks on Claude AI's infrastructure, meaning you don't have to have your computer open or on like you currently need for Claude Code or Claude Cowork. On top of that, you can start it by 3 different triggers: a scheduled task, a GitHub event, or an API call. So the first thought that came to mind was, can this completely replace N8N? And I'll tell you that in a second. But the real benefit here, the thing that I think is so cool, is not only that it's running on Claude AI, you're able to use your remote connectors, your remote MCP in the web. Because with Claude, if you set up a remote connector, it's available on Claude Desktop, Claude Cowork, Claude Code, and now even Claude Code for web. Meaning you can run these scheduled tasks, these scheduled workflows, and have it touch your external data or tools. I've already built out a very cool workflow. I'll share that with you in a second. The examples that they give are more development engineering focused, which makes sense. This is Claude Code after all. But a lot of people like myself are using Claude Code not only for development, but more as a general agent. Now, when it comes to API routines, you can trigger routines by API calls. And this is where I first thought, well, maybe I can use this to replace N8N. But what's great about N8N is it has so many entry points, it's connected to so many services that it handles all the triggers very well. So even if I were to place 90% of my N8N workflows with Claude Routines, I would probably still want to keep N8N as an entry point and then send it to Claude Routines via API. And that's just what I'm thinking right now. Then you could use a GitHub webhook, pretty much trigger a routine based on some event in your repo. I don't think that's going to be so relevant for me based on the way it says pro users can use up to 5 routines per day, max users can use up to 15 routines per day. And you can run extra routines beyond these limits with extra usage. So I'm going to show you what I did here. It's a workflow that I used to do manually, but I wanted to see if I could replicate it here with Claude Routines. So let's go back in time. I've been playing with routines all day on my other computer. Basically, I want to take my whole sponsor vendor workflow and have it run on Claude AI via a routine using a bunch of different connectors. Created this repo here, YouTube sponsor vetter. It has a Claude MD, tells it all the steps I want to do. Look for sponsor emails, extract the details from every email, research the company, research the people, evaluate against criteria found in Criteria MD, write its findings to Notion, and then send a Slack summary. This is all happening via remote MCP servers, remote connectors. So let's just see if it works. So I already pushed this to my private GitHub. So now let's go here, put in the command, follow the Claude MD in the repo, search for emails labeled sponsorship in the last 24 hours, research each company, write the results to Notion, and then send a summary to the sponsors channel in Slack. And here's what makes it so powerful and also so potentially dangerous. If you look right here, it says Claude can use all tools from all connectors, including writes, without asking for permission during runs. Meaning you don't have to allow permissions, but you also can't lock down permissions. So an agent that could browse the web or has a public-facing inbox of emails or messages could easily be targeted for prompt injections. And that's why this is just a demo and I'll be turning this off. But this is a real risk for any autonomous agent with access to tools and your private data and your private services. That's why for OpenClaw, Hermes, and other similar autonomous agents, I recommend making separate accounts and locking down permissions and access. Now, because this is running on Anthropic's hardware, it can't touch your file system, but either via tool poisoning or smart prompt injections, it could potentially be tricked to send private information or delete things. So it's super powerful, but the risk is real, and that's why you have to spend time hardening. But let's continue for the sake of this demo. And we're back. It's already dark out. I had trouble connecting a GitHub repo because for this to work, you needed to be connected to a GitHub repo. I'm going to leave it at silent 4.6 with extended thinking off because we don't want to waste too many tokens. We don't want to burn through our usage. Now, of the 3 triggers here, with regard to an API, if you're trying to replicate N8N, you either have to have something already set up to send an API post request or build it yourself with something like N8N. It's kind of redundant. It doesn't really help. So in my use case, I'm just going to do a scheduled trigger. And for the sake of this video, just to show it working, I'm just going to set it for 2 minutes from now. And this is what makes routine so powerful because your computer doesn't need to be on. It will be able to connect to Claude, but also use connectors. So in our case, we want to keep Bright Data on. We're going to keep Gmail on. I don't need Google Drive. I don't need Calcom. I don't need Netlify. I want Notion and Slack. Okay, so I'm just going to press create. And now we open up this new sponsor pipeline. This is a database where it will write its findings. And we just opened up Slack for this new channel called sponsors. So basically what's going to happen is it's going to read my emails, look for any new emails that are labeled as sponsorships. Then it will do research on it based on the criteria that we put in criteria.md. It'll run through everything. It should post its findings here in the sponsor pipeline in Notion and then send me a message to Slack telling me if the sponsorship offer that came through is relevant for my channel and even relevant for me to spend time looking at. So a lot of different moving parts here. Let's see how it goes. If we click into it, we can see what's actually happening on Claude AI. I'll follow the Claude MD and start by reading the criteria.md. Okay, so here's what happened. It took some time because it's running through multiple tools and doing research. And I'm blurring this out because it has personal data in here. I got 4 different emails today. It told me that only one of them qualified. The other 3 were rejected and logged in Notion. So the first one tells me what it is, tells me it's a legit company, no budget, and no stated format. The next one says, came in via mass blast agency email requesting dedicated video. And I try to filter those out. Usually you can tell if it's a mass blast. Now let's just look at Notion. And here are the 4 emails I talked about. Also blurring this out because that's personal data. But this one, the third one on the list, is the one that it told me that I should work with. And if we go back into our routines, it tells me what it did. It searched Gmail. Parsed the emails. It did research on every single email, the contact, the company, looked at the rate, evaluated everyone, told me which one was relevant for me, wrote it all to Notion, and then sent me a Slack summary. This is something that I used to do manually every day, but I wanted to test out the possibility of using routines, not just for coding and development tasks, but actually using scheduled tasks on Anthropic's infrastructure and also pairing that with connectors. And that, in my opinion, is the big upgrade. Now, of course, there's so many other use cases with it. The real question is, how does this actually affect our usage? Because everyone I know that's using Claude right now has either commented on strict usage limits or a degraded service. So if you're being mindful, be very careful of how you use Claude so you don't hit those usage limits. This might not yet be the right thing for you. Based on what I've seen, I can't differentiate how it affects the usage. You are able to run /context. You can see that it took about a quarter of the context window, about 47,000 tokens. I can't tell from this exactly how this affects our usage, but I have to assume it's very similar to any other Claude Code session. But keep in mind, routines have a daily cap. For Claude Pro, you only get 5 routines a day. For Claude Max, you get 15 routines a day. So if you're planning on using API triggers or a GitHub event as a trigger, you'd have to be very careful on how many times those are called because you'll hit those caps very quickly, especially for the way I use NADEN. So that's my first look at Claude routines. Very cool. I think this will be very useful for people that don't have their computer on and running at all times. That was one of the biggest limitations for Claude scheduled tasks. But now because it's running on their infrastructure, and can use your connectors, it really expands the reach and possibilities of Claude Code. But again, it's in research preview, and if you're conserving your Claude usage, like most of us are these days, this might not be the best feature until Anthropic figures out what's going on. So I hope you found this video helpful or insightful. If you have any questions or feedback, drop in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day.